This is where Landian is going to find this to be, one, how many agents are you going to get to do this? How are you going to scale this? Because you need licensed agents to provide these services.
Right.
First of all, agents don't like you. This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned to episode 333 of The Real Word.
Word is up. Can I take a minute?
Can you take a minute?
Yeah.
The floor is yours, Nicole.
I feel like we have to publicly say happy birthday to you.
Jeez, that was the worst thing you could have done.
No,
here.
it's the best because you hate your birthday.
This isn't live,
you
so maybe
don't-
we should redo the
Oh
pod.
my Lord. Come on, you're 40. How do you not? Happy birthday. Anyway, keep going.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes. Happy birthday.
I'm 40. That's $9 less, or $9 less than,
$9.
well, 40, 49. Looking at this startup fee. But thanks for the.
Was that your
That's my opportunity to segue out of that.
Oh my, well, happy
Thanks
birthday.
for the birthday wishes.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Happy birthday. Welcome to the club.
I'm in. No
You're
more excuses now.
Nope.
All right. Sitzer's new startup is trying to, I guess, remove the excuses that there's not a lot of options. You know,
hopefully everybody knows who Sitzer is.
We're gonna break it all down. I think everybody knows at this point, and
hopefully
has probably heard the news. We're gonna share.
But maybe
our perspective.
Maybe they just got into real estate. Maybe they're just listening to us for the first time on episode 333. Welcome.
I was talking to an agent over the weekend. Said, seasoned agent, somebody who's very successful, said, I haven't been paying too much attention to this crap, and I'm going on a listing appointment on Tuesday today.
Yep.
It's just funny to hear the perspective from a seasoned agent who's like, I'm just not.
Well, because the person, him or her, obviously knows their value.
Yeah,
they know.
that's where that.
I mean,
that
they know exactly what the seller should be doing, and I think it's like the way that we should all be sort of approaching it.
We're going to talk about value exchange here. So, Sitzer, who is the main plaintiff in the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit, obviously, that netted an enormous settlement. NAR ended up paying upwards of over $400 million. You had brokerages paying hundreds of millions of dollars combined. The verdict was over $1.7 whatever it was, $1 billion verdict. Obviously, the settlement will take place. The practices have already taken place in real estate, the new rule changes with NAR and MLSs. And then the settlement actually gets approved in November. So Josh Sitzer, which is the same Sitzer from the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit, has a new startup. This startup is called Landian. It charges $49 per home door, but that's not all they do. We'll break it all down. Josh Sitzer has two partners in the deal.
I'm kind of regretting that we're even talking about this because now I feel like we're advertising for him.
I don't think so.
No?
Well, whatever the case. I mean, listen, our audience is really real estate professionals.
I agree.
And my thing is, if you're an agent of change, if you're somebody who's going to close the knowledge gap between the consumers, you need to know what
absolutely
all the options are available. And by the way, this isn't a brokerage. So this company, Landian, Landian, Landian.co, if you want to go look it up. It's a combination of land and guardian.
It is. It's so tricky.
Very, very fancy.
So fancy.
So they are not a brokerage. It's a platform.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose of Landian is to give consumers the option of paying flat fees for the services of a licensed real estate agent. So here's another reason why our audience should know about this. This is obviously an option for agents across the country to go ahead and say, okay, I want to
opt in.
Opt in. They're not the broker.
Correct.
So we're going to get to that here in just a second. TechCrunch actually broke the story. Why did TechCrunch break the story? I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Sitzer's partners on this deal, Bryce Galen and Neil Batra. Don't know if I got the names right there.
You always do.
But these two gentlemen started a fintech firm called Zero, financial technology company called Zero, which in 2021 was acquired by Avant. Okay. Housing Wire reported that. And it's really the only place I've seen that mentioned. And I think it's an important thing to note because I do see a lot of agents talking about this online.
Yep.
And they're saying, oh, this guy, this plaintiff it has sour grapes all of a sudden coming after real estate. We can get to his motives, and I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on Sitzer's motives here and all of that. But he's not just like throwing spaghetti against the wall here. He went out and partnered with two guys who have done a successful fintech exit.
Do we know that he went to them and they didn't go to him?
No, I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
So that's a great point. Maybe it's the other
They're
way.
like, ooh, let's grab this guy.
They recruited him
he's
to
like
get
the
free...
Michael Jordan for Nike.
Well, if you look at, Elon Musk doesn't do a lot of advertising budget for Tesla, right? When the Cybertruck was getting launched, one of the best ads he did was he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan shot an arrow at the truck, and it kind of like proved, some viral moment that if you're getting shot by arrows, it's not going to go through the car. Apparently, I don't know if people like that.
It happens. But, my kids are shooting arrows all the time.
But he got a lot of PR off that, a lot of articles, a lot of people shared that clip online. Maybe to your point, Nicole, these two guys went to Sitzer and said, "Oh, there's going to be a PR push behind this."
Right.
For them having led a fintech company in the past, there's probably a relationship with TechCrunch. That's just how I think this story got to TechCrunch.
Right.
And whatever. So this company, Avant, that they had was a leading financial technology company, gives underserved consumers, following a theme here, access to the credit they deserve. Zero acquired them back in 2021. But here's what's impressive to me. In 2020, this company passed 1.5 million customer milestone. So they know how to grow a customer base.
Sure.
That's a big number, 1.5 million customers. And they call their service best-in-class digital banking experience to American consumers. And so, I don't know, that's an interesting data point there. All right, going back to, and there's an article on nowbam.com. We'll link it up if you want to read more about it. And again, even the website is linked up in there for Landian. Sitzer told TechCrunch this as the story broke late last week. Due to the anti-competitive structure of the industry before the lawsuit, I, as the seller, was effectively coerced into paying 3% of my home's selling price to a buyer's agent in order to achieve a successful sale. When hiring agents is a choice for many, I don't believe anyone should be bullied into paying for undesired services due to unfair industry practices. So this is where you see these comments, obviously directed at the real estate agent, the real estate industry, the brokerage industry, from Sitzer, who was a plaintiff against the industry, him and Ketchmark being the big names. A lot of people chalk this up as sour grapes. Why do you think he's starting Landian?
Well, I'm feeling like, again, I'm feeling like it's the reverse though. I'm feeling like these guys probably started it, saw obviously that he's trying to make change. So let's partner with the guy that wants to see change, or at least options. It's clear that Sitzer felt as though he didn't have an option. That's very unfortunate that he felt that way. Most sellers already do all sellers have options right now. So I think that that's probably how it was in my mind. Again, I know nothing. I'm just reading this article myself kind of for the first time here. I feel like that's how it went down. The two gentlemen saw an opportunity to sort of bring this other gentleman in, Sitzer, that could help them launch a new option for sellers.
Josh Sitzer, it looks like his has a background in consumer insights, digital marketing. If this is the same, and I believe it is, the same Josh Sitzer from
the lawsuit.
Let me just make sure I've got the right one. I think it is. I guess I should have looked this up prior, but let's go Josh Sitzer. Sitzer Burnett, and then go background. Yeah, I think he's also got a background in AI. If you want to try to fact check that on me, Haley, here in real time, just to see if I'm accurate on that. And so you're coming from the approach that, hey, they tracked him down and were like, hey, we've done this once with the fintech company. We're going to track you down. Okay.
Well, and again, I mean, this whole flat fee isn't new.
No, and we're going to get So we've got Redfin's comments on the flat fee model, which are very interesting.
Yeah.
I think those are going to be.
I think they saw an opportunity. I think
there
they
you
saw.
Go. That's the angle I'm going to take.
They saw the opportunity to maximize what it is that's happening, and it was a great little marriage.
This is a very opportunistic approach here from Sitzer. And the opportunistic viewpoint from him goes back to when they filed this.
Right.
You know, Catchmark saw an opportunity that NAR wasn't going to be able to defend itself. Catchmark saw an opportunity to, legally expose NAR in the way that they did.
Right.
Whether, you agree or disagree with the case, Catchmark and Sitzer saw an opportunity that a jury is going to see it our way. And that's exactly what happened. A jury saw it their way. And I think he's taking the opportunity now to the next level. Okay, I now have a name that's relevant.
Right.
That's attached to this lawsuit. I can team up with two guys who have gotten a big exit. I don't know if it's big or not. I don't know the number, but they've gotten some type of an exit.
Right.
Exiting from a company, a technology company, is an accomplishment. Even if you don't make a ton of money, just being able to have on your resume, we've done this exit, accomplishment. So they're taking that opportunity. And listen, Ricky Carruth said it. The video's linked up in the BAM article. This is maybe his opportunity to actually make money because we know Catchmark made all the money on the lawsuit.
Right.
And so here are the services that Landian does.
I guess I'm not surprised, though, too, because, his argument obviously all along was that he was bullied in and there was no other option.
Yeah.
So here's his opportunity, too, to show that this other option can be successful.
Yeah.
And that this is what buyers and sellers truly want.
They're believers. Like when Bryce Galen the co-founder was questioned by TechCrunch, they provided a quote. With Landian, homebuyers are protected from the new reality of paying exorbitant commissions out of pocket that eat into their closing costs. Also said that because the Zillows and Redfins and this sort of old guard real estate tech companies have thrived and grown in a world where a buyer agent gets 3%, they're not leading the change here. Also, Neil Batra, the third co-founder, says, my bet is that following NAR settlement, most agents will convert from relying solely on the traditional model based on speculation and higher fees to incorporating the Landian flat fee model. He thinks agents are going to rush to their model. Here are the services that they provide real quick.
Yeah, please, because I'm like, does Landian get a percentage of this? How are they paid?
Oh, yeah. So they're taking a rip off of this to have the platform. So again, Landian, not a brokerage.
Are they invoicing too?
They're not a brokerage. They are a platform.
Correct.
And they're doing some scheduling. And they also have the offer prep AI tool. So basically you're doing your own offer on, the platform with a little AI component there. So for a home tour, it's $49 each home tour. These are set fees. These aren't negotiable fees from
Interesting.
The way the website is set up. This is just a la carte services. Like, here's the fee if you want the service. It's not a negotiation. You either decide you want it or not if you're a consumer.
Right.
$199 for an offer prep session. If they want more comprehensive assistance with the home buying process, they can opt in for a $1,799 package.
So that obviously $1,799 does not dig into their money for closing costs then. They have that extra money. I'm joking.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No, I'm just saying because he's saying that, the original guy was saying that they, well, whatever. Keep going.
Yeah, but I guess so. comprehensive assistance is going to cost $1,800 basically. That includes up to 5 home tours and up to 2 offer prep sessions, which add up to $1,643 based on the a la carte menu, leaving $1,100 for the other services included. So I guess this is probably just more access to that person. The additional services, anyways, that's a little, I guess, confusing because it's more money than if you just did that one by one. That's a
well, I'm assuming maybe they give
there.
you like up to 10 showings, so you're not paying $50.
No,
per...
it's 600, not 16. Well, it's $643 if you just take, because
based on the a la carte.
If they want more comprehensive, it includes up to 5 home tours and up to 2 offer prep sessions.
Okay.
Well, 2 offer prep sessions and 5 home tours would only equal like $650, but you're paying $1,800 for the service package.
The package.
But the service package is, I guess, more comprehensive assistant. Anyways,
I'm gonna go on their website.
They're going to take a rip off of that. Did you get anything on Sitzer? Is he got AI background? Is it the same guy? Marketing sales guy. Okay. Brand building. So a mix of all that stuff for Sitzer. So he comes in with a little bit of background as well. Nothing substantial like the other 2 guys who have exited a company, nothing that substantial. Buyers can do this. Buyers utilize just an offer prep session. The seller rejects the offer. The flat fee for the offer prep session still applies. So if you pay the $199, but support for handling counteroffers is part of the original flat fee. And so it's just a fee deal, $99 for the $199 offer prep session is with an agent. $99 is with the AI powered offer.
Well, but it's
prep.
also saying that it's paid at closing. What if they don't actually buy anything?
Buyers choose to utilize this tier of service. That's the $1,799.
Yes.
Okay, so the $1,799 is where I guess the agent's making a little more available. That's going to be paid at closing. The 49s and the 199s and the 99s are paid on the platform.
Yes.
So here's the big thing, Nicole. This is where Landian is going to find this to be, one, how many agents are you going to get to do this? How are you going to scale this? Because you need licensed agents to provide these services.
Right.
First of all, agents don't like you. Okay, so let's just say it what it is.
Okay.
They don't like you. They don't trust you. So you're going to get agents now you're reliant on agents to provide the services, license it. You got to be licensed in whatever state that you're operating in. You're not the brokerage, you're saying. So agents who sign on to the Landian platform, they'll still be brokered at their brokerage, not by Landian. In order to comply with the terms of the NAR settlement, agents working with clients on the Landian platform must sign a Landian buyer broker agreement, which the firm says is e-signed by the buyer before any services. The agreement ensures that the compensation is for your services clearly outlined and objectively outlined in compliance with the latest NAR settlement. Okay, so let's just break this down, Landian. What broker is going to say, yeah, I'll let my agent, a broker has to sign off on this relationship with you, okay? A broker has to sign off because there's commission, there's compensation, there's flat fees being exchanged. A licensed real estate agent can't exchange fees.
Correct.
It's the broker. So what broker is going to say, yeah, I want 20%, 10%, 5%, 25% of $49. Let's say 80-20. I want $9 to take on all the liability. Landian doesn't take on that liability.
Right.
If something goes on in that state and there's a lawsuit, that's going to be on the broker who's rendering the real estate services. Landian says it themselves. They're a platform. They're scheduling. They have an AI tool that'll help you fill out an e-signature for $99.
Yes.
If you need to pay $99 to fill out an e-signature, maybe you shouldn't be buying a home, by the way. If you need to pay $99 to figure out DocuSign, don't buy a home. Don't cross the street. Don't get in a car.
Don't cross
Just
the
sit
street.
in your living room. stay still, don't move, and get some help from your family. That's what you should do.
Right.
Because if you can't figure out e-signature at this point in the game at 2024 and you need to pay $99 to figure out e-signature, wow, I got more concerns for you, okay? What broker in the world is going to say, yeah, I want to take on all the risk
Right.
for $9
Well,
home
especially after
tours?
what we've just come out of.
Oh my God, they're risk adverse right now.
I mean, it's and again, nothing has even ended yet. So like, why are they going to hop back into more hot water? Because I feel like too, like, so they're signing the Landian contract, but wouldn't I still have to sign a contract with them? Because like my brokerage is representing them technically.
Yep.
I can't imagine that Landian contract would like be sufficient.
No, in a lot of states it won't be. So Landian, beautiful website by the way.
You like it?
I mean, it's
You
got
mean
the
the photo?
.co and
Well, I went to Landian.com
looks like
and they don't own .com.
they have a very clickbaity thumbnail on their YouTube video. Homebuyers beware. We watched the video.
We did. It's pretty aggressive.
You thought it was steering.
I thought it was a little bit of steering.
They were steering away from
But I don't
going
want to get.
direct to the
I don't
listing
need anyone
agent.
coming after me now.
This is not legal advice, but
No.
it appeared to in Nicole
Well,
that they were steering away from the listing agent.
it was very. They made it very clear
that you shouldn't go
that
to the
you
listing
should not
agent
go to the listing
as
agent
a buyer.
because the listing agent will not call you back.
That was their big reason, not call you back.
Because you're unrepresented, they will not call you back.
That's also just dumb advice. Like, they're probably not going to call you back. They don't have to, by the way.
No.
And then a lot of obviously listing agents will call you back. I'd be more afraid of the ones that call me back as a buyer because they're on their game.
Yeah.
And they are going to pummel you as a buyer in the negotiation. That listing agent is signed a contract for services with the seller
For sure.
to extract the most money out of unrepresented buyers as they can. If I'm a listing agent and I'm working with an unrepresented buyer,
Yeah.
my duty's to the seller.
Oh, of course.
I want you to pay not only more than you should have, but maybe 10% more than that number, maybe 15% more than that. I want to just make you submit to my premium negotiating tactics and walk away with a smile thinking you're getting a big deal. That is what, as a listing agent, I have
Your
contract.
fiduciary
That's my responsibility
Yeah.
to extract value from you in this negotiation, to get the best terms, the best situation. So if they actually wanted to make a video that would speak to buyers, they should have went with that angle, not, oh, the listing agent will never call you back. So use a landing agent.
Yeah, that was their approach.
That was their approach. Here's Redfin's thoughts on the model. Redfin responded through TechCrunch, and they said, we tried this before. Remember, Redfin's been around 18 years.
Yeah.
They came out as the flat fee, save people money.
Right.
They tried a similar model to this. We tried this before in a fiercely competitive housing market. We struggled to win on behalf of customers the offer writing agent hadn't met. Okay, so on this $199 thing, the agent hasn't met that customer. Okay.
Right.
And it's for also listings that the agent hasn't seen. Think about that. Think about you're on a Zoom going through the offer or a call or whatever, maybe a text chat. I don't know how this works.
Like, what do you think we should put the offer in at? And you're like,
what do you think?
What were you thinking you wanted to do?
What were you thinking? I'm here to show you where the e-signature button is.
Right.
Okay. I've never been in the house.
I'm here to pre-fill.
Yeah.
What's your middle initial?
If you want me to go to the house, I'll be another $49.
Right.
If you want me to return from said home tour, maybe another $49.
Right. I mean, there must be then a home inspection. Do you want to do a home inspection? Because you have to charge me $49 for that too. So
I don't know.
like, and then as a buyer, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want to have a home inspection because I don't want to pay the $49.
It's just buyers have a million questions too. It's like, and they should have a million questions. They're spending a lot of money. But a buyer's going to say, well, what about the house around the corner? We saw that one sold for this. How do you think that one compares to this one?
Well, because you're not going to find a Landian agent in every single town.
Right.
It's like when the appraisers come from a different county and they're like, they have no idea what they're, it's like.
Yeah. If you're like the Landian agent, it's going to be of a wide area because,
Huge.
again, not a lot of agents, brokers are even going to be comfortable with this
But
type
what
of
if your
liability
Landian
push.
agent is out on showings and you want to get like an offer in?
I guess there's somebody else that can pick up the phone.
Oh, so you're not even working with the same person potentially.
That I don't know. I mean, that's I think a little bit unclear at this point with the startup. Their startup. Redfin also says that we also learned that when customers want to call on the expertise, to your point,
Yep.
of one person, morning, noon, night,
Yep.
you have to pay that person very, very well. For now, we believe we can offer home buyers the best value by using Redfin.com to eliminate the single largest cost of being an agent, which is finding customers and by blah, 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 blah. That's the value pitch. That point right there, if a buyer or customer wants the expertise of being able to talk to the same person, whether it be in the morning, the noon, the night, because the market's moving, the market things
Rapidly.
happen. This person said that. This house came off the market. Oh my God, that house went on.
It's changing too.
That thing just sold.
Yeah.
All these dynamics that happen. And oh, by the way, the expertise of that person, sometimes the expertise isn't on how many home tours they go on. Sometimes the expertise is, do you know of anything? Do you know of somebody who might be thinking about selling?
Right.
Do you know where I should come in on this based on all the sales? Do you know, I need to get this done quickly.
Right.
Can you get me into 15 homes on this weekend? I'm relocating and negotiate. And oh, by the way, we need to write offers at like 10 p.m., 3 or 4 of them, because I want to have, if they say no, I want to have another offer to fire out and another offer to fire out. There is a lot of expertise that isn't being calculated in to the equation that Landian is using. They're using I go to, where do people go to get their haircut? Like
Supercuts?
Like I go to Supercut.
Yeah.
They're going to put a bowl on my head.
A bowl.
Some scissors. I'm going to get a cut, $20, whatever the case may be. It's going to be, it's going to cut hair. And then the hair grows back. Fortunately, I go back haircut. Mm-hmm. You want to go to, something a little bit
bougie.
Not bougie, but something that's got a little bit more high touch, a little more style, little hot towel.
Or like, oh, hey, but also like, oh, hey, you have a calic here. We need to cut it this direction.
We need to cut it this direction. Yeah. My hair grows one direction on one side, one direction on the other side.
Things happen.
Depends. Some people don't care about their hair. Some people like to look good at times. Look good, feel good, play good.
Most people do.
There's a value out there for everybody. So will Landian land with some consumers? Maybe. Redfin is saying, we tried it, didn't work. Remember, in the beginning, Redfin had all those bad reviews on things like Yelp and different places where consumers were expecting one thing, got another. And that was also part of Redfin's shift. Redfin became a brokerage. They became an actual just brokerage.
Right.
That's what they are. With one of obviously the best websites and listing portals out there. So for Landian to succeed, they're gonna have to control the agent. You have no control over the agent right now. You need to get broker buy-in. You're not getting broker buy-in.
I would imagine at some point that buyer would be like, can we just go back? Like, let's just sign a buyer broker. Like, let's just go back. Because what are you then saying? Like, no, I'm not answering your call. Like, that's where you didn't pay me enough to do this.
It's basically,
like, are you sabotaging yourself? Like, you'd be sabotaging yourself.
You're paying for every phone call, every home tour, that's why, heck, who would want to?
But you're not, though. Landian is charging for you, so.
No, but I'm just saying as the customer, every time you make a move, it's like, maybe we shouldn't go look at that house because, let's try. We've already seen 15 homes.
And then they're going to be like, hey, Nicole, why didn't you bring us to see that house?
Yeah.
My friend Susie just bought it and we love it. Why didn't you take us to go see it? And it's like, well, you said you didn't want to because you didn't want to have to pay the $49. Like, it's just so I'm sweating.
Yeah, and honestly, it's hard to get an agent to go to a home tour for $49 now.
Oh yeah. Well,
Right? Like,
I'm so
hey,
sorry.
I got $50. I got $100. Who can go show this property?
Yeah.
And agents are just like, no.
No, I'd rather sit home.
How many agents want to go? You know, if your Landian agent's covering a lot of land, how many want to go drive 45 minutes, show a property, potentially be there for another 45 minutes, be asked, no matter what, like if you say, I'm only here to do a home tour, human nature is buyers are going to ask a zillion questions.
Of course.
And so now it's like, are they getting all this professional advice for $49? Am I going to sit here and rattle off answers to 20 questions for $49? And then they're going to get back in their car. And then that person, maybe they like looked that agent up. Now they're calling you because they know you.
Right.
And for like $49, like there's not going to be many agents that decide that's a model for them.
But let's be honest, there's going to be lots of brokerages that are not that know that their agents are worth more than that as well. There's no brokerage that would be like, yes.
What would be the point of being
yes, Byron,
a broker?
you're only worth $49.
You have to get so much scale. You have to get so many brokers across the country to buy into this, unless you're going to become a 50-state broker yourself, Landian, and that's, I think, ultimately the direction they're going to have to go if they want that to work.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
You're essentially going to have agents on salary, I feel like.
You have to. And
and
again, this model has basically been done. So I don't know, maybe they're done before they start. Maybe they're going to be the ones that pull this off. Let us know what you think in the comments. A couple other just things to note. We won't get into it.
I just think if buyers are worried about money coming out, it just starts whittling away.
Well, they just the service is the reason it hasn't worked is you don't get the service, you don't get the expertise, you don't get the inside baseball, you just don't get all those things that you get with working with a top professional agent.
Right.
And if a buyer really wants full service, they're not going to go into this. You know, in a pinch, could I see an investor saying, "I just need to see this house"? They're just going to call the listing agent at the end of the day. Because if they're sophisticated, they're not worried about the listing agent.
Well, or they just have an agent that like they work with, that they already have a relationship with, and that they trust, and that there's like an actively like it's. I don't know when you ever call.
Couple other things. The NAR will appeal the DOJ probe to Supreme Court. So. I know Tom and Lisa talked about that in the Knowledge Brokers pod on Friday. You can go check that out there. And then also there's that Tanya Morrister who did the reports for CFA. She had there's an article on nowbam.com. She had some thoughts on these new forms and doesn't like the new forms. But, you know, there's obviously more to come on the forms, so we can cover that on another time. We thought this one was interesting.
I'm certain that there's going to, I mean, even our own brokerage is we're using the next 2 to 4 months to see and
make changes as
correct.
Necessary. Yeah, you're going to have to be fluid in this. And I don't know, I'd love to see that Landian form. Maybe somebody's got that Landian form, can send me that. We would break that down.
You should sign up. You can sign up.
The trifecta at Landian is welcome to come on at any point. You're in the game now. I'd love to network with you guys and have you guys on. So be interested to see if they would want to. They're going to have to work with agents. So do you want to come and talk to agents?
You have to.
Yeah, so. All right, there you go. That's your real word for the week. Keep it real. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
With August 17th approaching, it is more important than ever for agents to keep their clients, not just for the transaction, but for life. So I believe so much in what Reminder Media is doing. They're creating content that allows you to stay in front of your sphere of influence, the clients that you've transacted with in the past, so that they think of you first when they have a referral, when they have another transaction. A lot of people send a just sold or a just closed realtor talk mail. Reminder Media supports agents like Nicole, my co-host on The Real Word, in building out an authentic magazine, where you can advertise your own properties. Here's an example of our award-winning luxury new development that we have in Connecticut. Put it right on the back and put in a whole bunch of relevant information. You can build out the content inside of your magazine and send it to maybe people you're following up with to get a listing, or people who are in your database right now who know you but might just forget about you because you're mixing in with all the postcards from the other agents. Reminder Media keeps you top of mind with the people that you want as clients for life. That's why we believe in so much of how they're helping agents just like you stand out. Go to remindermedia.com/BAM sample. Remindermedia.com/BAM sample today to get your sample and start reminding your clients exactly who you are today. At BAMX, we listen to what real estate professionals want and need. That's why our platform is filled with sought-after courses, content, and tactical assets for your business. And that's why we launched BAMX in a box with templates and scripts done for you, delivered each Friday. The best part? It's not coming from panel pontificators who bought their followers and don't sell any real estate. It's coming from top agents, team leaders, and content creators in the industry. It's education that actually shows you how to do what you need in today's market. And now it includes editable templates and scripts so you can easily deliver that knowledge to your database. Every day, we continue to add more content into BAMX, into our private Facebook community, content that works, content that our members have exclusive access to daily. So do not wait any longer. Use code REALWORD and join the thousands of agents taking their business to the next level today. Code REALWORD for 10% off. I'll see you in BAMX.